Right, Monday review podcast, and what a pod to rip into as well. Some massive results across the weekend. Of course, 2 points at Mount Smart. It doesn't get any better than that. The Blues defend the fortress, Eden Park. It looked like we were on for an Auckland team clean sweep. Unfortunately, AFC couldn't get it done. The draw, 2-2. Still not the worst result, but perhaps a missed opportunity there. Well written coming through in the Kiwi as well. The favourite getting the win by half a whisker, if even that. Shit, she was tense times there.
Jeez, it was close.
Mate, $1.20 favourite. I've never been more nervous. Just got home. Struth. Actually had some good wins on the TAB on the weekend. Had a $33 multi in the Manly Seagulls game. That was a tri-fest fill-up. And then yesterday, Rabbitohs against the Dolphins. I had Fafita and Latrell to combine for 2 or more. That was paying $5.50. Latrell got it done himself. Then I had the Hammer to score and for either team to win within 12 points. I have never been more nervous for a Jermaine Isaac sideline conversion with a minute left to go than I was in that. He started it off to the right.
Brought it around
beautifully, and it was happy days for me, so shout out to the TAB. That was a huge result. Mate, how was your weekend? How many games did you make it to in the end?
Didn't make it to the Kiwi, but made it to all 3 of the others, so it was a good shift.
Top shelf.
On the punting-wise, was a bit disappointing on the Auckland FC game.
Yep.
The lads and I, just before pre-game, were going, it's either Jesse Randall or Sam Cosgrove to score, and we went Jesse Randall and Cosgrove banged 2 in. So it was a bit unfortunate on that. Didn't have any Warriors punts. Well, I did have a Warriors punt, but that didn't hit. So it was a bit of a nightmare on the punt, but a great weekend.
Yeah, back to the drawing board. And I feel like for that Warriors one, I didn't win a multi either, but I've never left Mount Smart as happy as that at the end of round 1. Iconic scenes. Let's start with the NRL. We'll run through each game from the week, just a couple quick talking points. Also, Surly set a 6. If you haven't tuned in already, that has just dropped basically the same time as this podcast, if not just prior. So if you're looking for a full Warriors debrief, about 25-ish minutes of Warriors chat where we go through the 6 biggest talking points from that game, then tune into that. That is well and truly for the Warriors diehards. But it kicked off, of course, Thursday night. Melbourne Storm made it 24 round 1 wins on the trot, 52 points to 4. At 4-0 to Para, I thought, hold on, we've got a game on here. Maybe I shouldn't have left them out of my top 8. They could well be the real deal. 9 unanswered tries. Melbourne just turned it on. Great to see Moses Leo have himself a day. Great for fantasy owners there. Lasati, actually some real cash cows producing early. I thought the Melbourne Storm's spine was unreal as well. They just turned up the heat. Fa'alongo playing that off-the-cuff style with his little chip kick. But then Harry Grant scoring again as we tipped out on the pod. Munster and Hughes just pulling the strings. They looked like the Melbourne Storm that we know and hate. I was going to say know and love. Know and hate.
Yep.
And just regardless of how crazy of an off-season they have, still come round 1, they look so prepared and organised. Bellamy just must have them so ready to go every year. It's insane.
I'm not sure he's going to ever lose a round 1 game.
Imagine, that should be an option at the TAB.
Yeah.
Bellamy to never lose a round 1 game. 24 years straight is crazy work.
I think another thing is that, like, the commentators love Harry Grant, and I can see why. But, geez, he's a good footballer. Like, he just absolutely dominated that game from start to finish. And, like, we talk so much about the spine. Like, is that even better than what we thought it was going to be?
I think it's a weird one, right? Because Fa'alongo is just this X factor that you do not know. I don't think he knows what he's going to do when he gets ball in hand. And then you've got Hughes, Munster, and Grant, who all, best, if not top 3 in their positions across the comp. It's just crazy. And it just goes to show you can throw all sorts of shit at them and the Storm will still be the Storm. They looked unreal. For the Eels, geez, they must be disappointed. That's back-to-back years now where they've conceded over 50 points in round 1. They can't win the comp anymore if the stat proves correct. And I was just really disappointed in their effort. I thought outside of Dylan Walker, who looked good, Yongi looked pretty good as well. Sean Russell, decent. But, it's really tough to pick any positives out for Parramatta fans. And I know a couple of my best mates are big Para fans. They were heartbroken at that.
Yeah, well, the 4-0 probably didn't help the heart, to be fair, because they went up and they went, geez, we could be a chance here.
Yeah.
Then it sort of went downhill. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with them. Like you said, Dylan Walker was good. But I think the Storm just really dominated, like absolutely dominated every sort of facet of the game and just had way too much quality.
Yep, they look solid yet again. Of course, Friday night, an absolute beauty of a lineup of games. Basically top 4, top 6 teams, or they should be in everyone's calculations, going at it. The first one, the massacre at Mount Smart, let's just call it that. The most points we've ever scored in a round one game, 42 points to 18. Of course, gone into it in a deep dive in Surly set of 6, as I mentioned, but I think it deserves another quick gloss over, basically.
Absolutely.
And I think right from the start, you could tell we were on. Tanner Boyd, crossing, taken on the line, going straight through, show and go, beautifully done. The Roosters hit back with a try, and I got to admit, that made me a little bit nervous. Thought, heck, we're on for a game here. Teddy goes through after a bad one-on-one miss from Ali Leatoa on Billy Smith, who had himself a day. He looked pretty dangerous with ball in hand. That was the first of 2 bad misses for him, unfortunately. But luckily for that, we piled on 3 more before Oranges. All really nice tries too. Adam Pompey, that footwork.
Oh, it's to die for.
Between him and Roger on that edge, they're going to snap some ankles this year. Defenders better be ready. I did not see that coming from Wets, just in terms of, I know he's got good feet, but to stand up Nwanganetawase like that is not an easy feat.
It's not an easy feat. He's a very good defender. And also, he sort of put the footwork on. Everyone got up from the south stand and was celebrating already. Put it down. We started celebrating. Then we went, oh, shoot, he might have actually dropped that.
Yeah, it was close.
It was close.
If that's rugby union, that is not getting given.
No.
But rugby league, God's game.
Did it go upstairs as try?
Yeah, it did. It did. So that was good. But as I saw the ball, because he wasn't that animated about it either. I was like, shit, even he doesn't know. But yeah, that was an interesting one. One that we did score before halftime, that was a moment of beauty. And this was actually my Michelob moment of the week. It was my favourite try across the NRL this weekend. Call me biased, but I thought that try to Kurt Capewell was beautiful. Set sequence, great shape, dropping players under, where Jacko Ford running a down line off Tanner Boyd as he drifts across. Players in motion, plays to Chanel out the back. A nice depth right there. And then beautiful short ball to Kurt Capewell. Shit, can he run a good line? And he just dots down underneath the sticks. Like, that is one of those tries where I'm sure the coaching staff, the players themselves would just be like, man, we drew that up and executed it exactly as we wanted to.
Yeah, it was perfect. And I think the best thing about it was that there was so many options, and that's why the defenders were so static, is because, I don't know, who knows, Tanner could have taken on the line. There was so many options, and that's what made Kurt Capewell go just straight through.
Yeah, and in particular, after Tanner's already gone through and scored, right? Yeah. Like, you're asking questions. You could hit Jacko forward down. You could even throw a cutout ball across all of them, hit a Wets or a Roger and let them rip in too. So that's exciting for me to see that type of shape executed to that level in round one, because we saw so many teams just play ad-lib over the weekend, right?
Yeah, well, every time Fa'alongo got on the ball or Latrell, he was like, stuff it, I'm going straight at him. So, literally. Yeah, I like the shape that we had.
And I feel like the Roosters even had a bit of that about them as well. Like, let's just get the ball to our threats and watch them try and create something.
Which they did sometimes.
Yes, they did sometimes, and they looked dangerous. Luckily, our scramble D was elite. And I think we deserve to go into halftime leading. 87% completion rate compared to the Roosters' 61% it was. They were just rolling the dice, impatient, and they were getting frustrated. It resulted in poor discipline from them as well, but I feel like they were just really chancing their arm. It looked like they came with the idea that they could just improv, and they had that many attacking weapons that they could just score points willy-nilly, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Daly Cherry Evans, in his post-match interview on Sport Nation, he basically just said that defensively they weren't very good, and then attacking-wise they were just unstructured. There was nothing like in the middle. It was just sort of defensively we were rubbish, and attacking we were rubbish as well. So it seemed sort of unconventional almost.
Yeah, it's funny. They missed less tackles than us, but it feels like their defence was worse, just from the outside looking in. So it's a weird one. I feel like a lot of our tries just came from effort plays, and we just looked more organised. We looked like we wanted it more in round one, and I think while teams are still ironing out creases off the back of a disjointed preseason, that goes a bloody long way. So well done to the boys. I do think the Roosters in 3 to 4 weeks will look a whole different team.
Yeah, we probably, with missing 47 tackles, we probably don't win that in 4 weeks, do we?
No.
With that sort of game.
I think it's the perfect time to play a team like the Roosters, in particular with that new halves combo and still some some details that they are working out. No Rob Toyer, no Spencer Leniu. Like, we're missing players too, don't get me wrong, but it's a great time to get them, I think. From there on out, second half, I thought the Roosters came back and had me a little bit nervous there at 28 points to 18, but then ill discipline again. We point to the sticks, and then we cross twice more before the game ends to get a really convincing win. And yeah, I was just stoked leaving the ground. That is a great dub to get. A good 2 points too. One that not many people tipped us to get.
Yeah, can't ask for much more. And we talked about how important it is to get the wins before Mitch Barnett comes back and Lukey Met. So yeah, really important win.
Yeah, shout out Jacko Ford. Shout out Fish.
Shout out the whole
Boyd,
13.
Basically the whole
19.
13. But I thought those three, CHT in particular, exceptional, and our bench was really good. Again, listen to Surly Set of Six if you're a Warriors fan, because we go in deep on that. Kind of glossed over it there, but that's because we've covered most of it off already. Your next game, Panthers, put on the most textbook Panthers performance you could ask for. Just strangled the Broncos. 26-0. The defending champions get done. And there were times where I thought they were going to score points, 100%. Again, similar to us, the want to scramble, the work rate, just wanting to win more. The Broncos should have scored 2 or 3 tries at least, but the Panthers just kept putting bodies in front. They kept working hard. I feel like Nathan Cleary put on a kicking game clinic. They just boxed Reece Walsh into an edge. I think he had under 100 run meters. I feel like that was just the Panthers of old that we've known to love. And defensively, they are just so good. And on attack, they make you pay for any error that you make. They were clinical.
It was just such a professional performance. Like, they just so well tactically thought out. And you just never really got the sense that the Broncos were going to ever get out of that arm wrestle. It was crazy good.
Yeah, I think the Broncos are a team where things will get ironed out as well too, but they didn't look as willing to get into the arm wrestle as the Panthers, and that's the recipe to beating the Broncos, right? Not allowing them to play that razzle-dazzle, and that's exactly what Penrith did. Yeah, they were elite, and to think that they still have players to come back into that team is a scary sign for the rest of the competition. The Titans, boy, did they let me down. I tipped them out plus 11.5 on the line. I thought they were going to make this a close game. It was far from it. They lost by 40 points, 50 points to 10, the Sharks. I've got to say, we say they are a boring team to watch.
They weren't.
When Braden Trindle plays like that, they are exciting to watch. I thought him and Nico Hines were elite. Trindle, bald head, new lid. Shit, did he look dusty, but man, did he play well. Good player. Exciting to watch. I feel like those two are a pretty underrated halves combo as well, and it was interesting to see Trindle be more of the dominant ball player, Nico quite often at second hands. But yeah, I thought the Sharks looked really good in this game. The Titans, disappointing though.
Yeah, I have to eat a little bit of humble pie there to sort of talk them down. They're a good side. They're a well-drilled side. They're always going to be a decent side with good players. Yeah, they were exceptional. The Titans a little bit disappointing after some good showings in preseason.
Yeah, and I think I saw a stat before, the bottom 4 preseason teams were like the Warriors, the Panthers, the Knights, and someone else, and they all won on the weekend, and the top 2 were Para and the Titans, and they both got pumped. They both got 50 put on them. So perhaps the coaches are right. Preseason doesn't mean shit all, but yeah, that was disappointing for me. I thought the Titans were going to be much improved this year. Raiders, Golden Point win. What a roller coaster of a game that was. I mentioned before, if you can win the middle in round 1, it'll go a long way to winning you games. That's what the Raiders did. They dominated the middle of the paddock, but geez, they took their foot off the throat multiple times, and Manly showed that if you do that to them, then they have the strike to make you pay. Shout out to Ethan Sanders.
Oh, what a player.
That left foot field goal, beautiful. I thought he had a great game, scored a nice try, and look, he didn't play any preseason footy. And so to put that up at his first start in the NRL, I think, or one of his first proper game running the cutter, keys to the ship, and I thought he looked elite. He looked really good. Warriors no doubt will have a plan to try and put him off his game this week, but I think behind that forward pack, it's a pretty nice job as a 7. I thought KO Weeks played really well as well. He took a lot of the ball playing responsibility off Sanders. The Raiders, to me, are a team, if you allow them to offload, they have guys like Weeks and Strange and that pushing up on the ball, and they have speed. They can make you pay in those outside backs. Xavier Savage and co as well. So you got to wrap up Tapine, Hudson Young. You can't let them play offload style of footy. But yeah, they got away with one here. They took the foot off the throat. Manly scored some points late. I thought Turbo looked pretty good. Olakau'atu, Kola. But yeah, an interesting one for Manly because I think they'll be stoked that they came back into it. They started hot, they fell off, but their biggest issue is their forward pack through the middle.
They showed signs of being okay, but yeah, just not enough. And also, just to quickly touch on that Ethan Sanders try, the instincts was just unreal to sort of just have the quick show and go almost, just take on the line. I love that because it just shows that he's not afraid. He's been given the license to sort of play eyes up footy, and I thought that was a really good moment because it kind of showed that he's not afraid to sort of take it on.
Yeah, Ricky Stewart looking like a proud dad.
Absolutely.
Great stuff. And then what a game on Sunday. Rabbitohs Dolphins, entertaining, 70 points scored, and it's kind of what we thought it was going to be.
There was always going to be points in that game.
Even though it was torrential rain, we thought it was going to be high scoring. Suncorp, does it get ripped up? But it got ripped up by Latrell Mitchell as well, who was outstanding. And that Rabbitohs left edge, like it's been so talked about in the lead up, they delivered. I thought Cody Walker was great as well. Keon Kolamatangi, did you see his first half run stats?
No, I didn't, but I assume it was quite unreal.
He went into Oranges with 220 run meters in 40 minutes. That is insane stuff. I think he finished up around like 250, so obviously second half not as big, but what a knock from him. Yeah, this game was great. It had momentum shifts across it. I thought the Bunnies were the better side throughout, but the Dolphins refused to give up, and they were still in the game with about 20 to go. Then the Rabbitohs wrestled momentum back and were just too good. Good to see AJ cross the chalk. If he scores this week against the Roosters, then he gets the record.
Yeah.
What a time to do it for a Rabbitohs winger to score against their arch rivals. I hope everyone storms the field. And he basically said
did say that up. Yeah, he did.
He said storm the field. They can't find you all.
And he said that if you Fletch and Hindy lift him up, they'll be on photos for years to come. So how good would that be?
I love too how he was like, oh, Fletch, you won't get there in time. It'll just be Hindy. But I love how he was also like, I'm not telling you to storm the field, but I'd love for you to storm the field. I was like, so you're telling everyone
It
to
doesn't
storm
really
the
make
field.
sense, AJ.
Yeah, but the Bunnies, they look good. And you were saying
I picked them,
top
didn't I?
8. Yeah, you picked them to win as well.
Yeah.
I still think injuries and they could be done for, but shit, if they are healthy, like Cam Murray, I think people forget how good he is. Fuck, like if they have him for the whole season, they will be a 10 times better footy team than they were last year. He was a lead as well. Yep, they're the real deal.
They are,
sure.
if they stay fit, which we've banged on about all preseason. But geez, they're a good side.
So a great first round, highlighted, of course, by a great Warriors win. Yeah, it's just good to have God's game back.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, so many games. I mean, probably less than there is going to be this weekend.
Yeah.
It'll be good to have the sort of the Thursday and then the triple header on Saturday. It was felt a little bit empty.
Yeah, you kind of got left wanting more, even just the one on the Sunday.
Yeah, the fight,
like
it felt a little bit empty.
You sat down on the couch ready to go and you're like, oh, damn it. Luckily, there was enough other sport to tuck into, but yeah, agreed. Super Rugby, it was a good round for that as well.
Yeah, it was a good round. The Blues, should we start there?
Yeah, that was probably the highlight, right?
Yeah, it was a great performance. What did you make of it?
I thought the Blues were certainly deserved winners in that game. I thought Bodie Barrett made an instant impact. At times, I was a little frustrated by how much he kicks the ball.
Yeah, he does kick it. He kicks it more than anyone in the competition.
At times, though, his kicks led to points or put them in positions to score points, so warranted. Yeah, it just felt a little bit aimless at times as well. I thought the Blues forward pack really fronted up. There were some scrums there where you don't see a Crusaders forward pack like that get pushed around. I thought they made the most of their opportunities whenever they got into the red zone. Some really nice tries. Caleb Clark, the beneficiary of 3 of them, but they were all pretty nice team tries. I thought Cody Vi, that was a beautiful finish.
Yeah, it was sort of a wobbly kick from Bowden Barrett. Well, there was no one out there.
I think the follow-through got affected by Leicester giving him a bit of a shoulder. It was 100% the right play to make. An interesting bounce. You could say it was a nice bounce too, because it could have kicked in all sorts of directions, because it was almost like a spirally floater kick. But we mentioned Cody Vi, like he has that high upside, right? He's that excitement winger that the Blues could unlock. We highlighted him in the preseason as a player to watch, and I think that control in the air, we saw glimpses of it throughout that game. He is an attacking weapon, and I'm so keen to see him get more minutes.
Yeah, he had one sort of average moment. He was hesitant in the backfield, and it led to a Crusaders try. But, yeah, he was just lightning everywhere. And he actually had a really nice break where he nearly scored, got held up. But, yeah, I was really impressed with him. And Bodie Barrett, a little bit of aimless kicking, but I mean, when it puts you in the right part of the field, the Blues coaches probably aren't complaining.
No.
So it's good to have that experience back.
Gutted for Perifeta.
Yeah, it's a bit of an inflammation injury. He's not fully injured, but it's sort of just precautionary. But he just can't catch a break, really.
Yeah, it just basically meant he handed over the 10 jersey, right? And it kind of... Like, it's going to be tough. I thought Zahn was good again, so it's going to be tough to replace him in the starting lineup. I think that was his chance to kind of try and cement himself in there, and unfortunately he goes out with injury. But well done to the Blues. A massive scalp to claim at home. And I thought it was a good crowd.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. It was, I don't know the official number. It looked okay. It was a nice sort of afternoon. Two things on the Crusaders, two questions for you. Leicester at centre. Are you sold on it? Because I've heard a lot of people sort of questioning it now. He's played a lot of centre, but then he sort of got found out a couple of times. Those Cody Viebreaks was through his sort of channel. Where are you at with him at centre?
I like him as a power winger, I think.
Yeah.
See, it's funny because before Super Rugby, I would have been like, play him at centre. We need him with ball in hand as much as
he's All Black centre.
He's
That's
abrasive. Yeah, he's All Black centre. After seeing Quintu Paia and Geordie as our midfield combo last year, I think that we should probably stick with them potentially. We've got Billy Proctor, we've got Tavatafa Nawai, so the midfield seems a lot deeper than it has maybe on that end-of-year tour when we didn't have Tavatafa Nawai and we were starting to scramble, and I like seeing Leicester playing there because he breaks tackles for sure, but I think... Yeah, defensively, he just has been exposed a little bit. I don't know if it's the quicker style we play over here compared to where he was playing centre in France, right?
Yeah, Rob Penny said it was a couple of system errors, but when you say system errors, when it's just a gaping hole in the defence, it's like, oh shit, well, there actually is an issue there. So
quality player, of course, and look, great ball in hand, devastating runner who just breaks tackles all the time, but... Yeah, he is getting caught a little bit, and his speed to turn isn't amazing either.
No, it's not.
So.
And last thing on the Crusaders, they just seemed flat. Like, their attack just didn't seem to get going. Are they too reliant on Will Jordan, or is it just...
I think Will provides them a massive spark for sure, and a big voice, and I think they got so up for last week, right, that we saw a bit of a hangover from it. I think as well, like... You know, losing to Mighty Williams, losing Will Jordan, perhaps you get a little bit in your own head. You all of a sudden see that Bodie's back and he's starting. You're at Eden Park. You think, oh, shit, you know, like there might have just been a few factors that started to weigh in for them. I'm still not sure if that backfield dynamic worked either. A few times Shea Fihaki looked like he was at fullback. They were doing all sorts of moving around. I think when you do things like that, it can confuse people as well on their roles. But yeah, I think Will Jordan, not just a spark, but his leadership as well. He's a big voice for them too.
We'll have to get Jimmy Marshall on the show and tell us all about it.
See, I only want him on after losses. Otherwise, he just brags too much.
Yeah, so let's get him on and front the media.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's run our own press conference. That would be good stuff. D-Mac.
Yeah, I was just going to say, talking about number 10s coming back, like Bodie. D-Mac, what did you make of his performance? Obviously good.
Yeah, good. He was my Super Rugby Fantasy captain.
Oh, there you go.
Got me 120, so 60, which was... Wish it was Leroy Carter or someone like that who absolutely ripped up. But, yeah, straight back into his work, which you expect of a player of D-Max quality. But, yeah, he just takes their attacking threat to a whole nother level, doesn't he? He's a great game driver that just gets his team around the paddock. And so exciting with ball in hand. Even like kick return, counter attack, he just makes something happen, doesn't he?
He just looked like he didn't even try to do too much, Just sort of set tries up and had a day out there.
So much time when he's got ball in hand, right? And Moana could be a team that could terrify you because there's some big bodies in there that are physical and they could rush you because you don't want to cop a shoulder from one of them. But he just seems so chill, right, with ball in hand, which is a great measure of the quality of player he is. And I thought, look, Moana did pretty well to keep it as close as they did because at times there I thought it was really going to blow out. That number 8, I always forget his name.
Samisi Tupai Tailo?
Yes, weapon. All Blacks eligible.
I actually didn't know that. I sort of knew that he was eligible, but I thought he was going to play for one of the Pacific Islands. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, hasn't yet, so he's eligible.
Heck.
Like that's
imagine him off the back of the scrum.
That's just a different dynamic, right? With like 20 minutes to go, I feel like he would lap up a test against South Africa or something because he loves that physical stuff. And yeah, he's a big boy, but he's an athlete. I don't know. It's a different dynamic. I don't know if we need more 8s because our loose forwards is already extremely competitive, but something to keep an eye on. He's a good footballer.
Just on the Super Rugby fantasy captains, I did the old double captain, the co-captain, the boost. And I had it on Leroy Carter and Damien McKenzie.
Well done.
So there you go.
What was Leroy? He was like 90-something.
90, yeah, 95. So there you go. But anything else on the Chiefs? It's a good bounce back win after their loss last week.
Yeah, good bounce back win. And look, I'd say they'll be relieved they head into the bye this week, right? So Damien and Co get another week off. And then I assume their stars are going to play every week from here. I saw Wallace Satiti was in Japan.
Oh, I didn't know that. Was he?
Story, in case he did like a rogue tag and took the piss and he fooled me. But yeah, looked like he was in Japan.
Hecker, maybe going to see Dave Reddy. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, catch up with old Uncle Dave. But yeah, so they get the bye, and yeah, I expect them to really kick on from here. Back to business as usual with DMAC back.
And then another team, New Zealand team, that scored 50 points, the Hurricanes, 59-19 over the Waratahs. The Waratahs are a myth, aren't they?
I feel like I got a few things right last week, and I got a few things horribly wrong.
You said the Tars were a chance, didn't you?
I said the Titans were a chance. I said the Tars were a chance. After the start of the game, I thought the Tars are on here. Pre-game, when Joseph Suaalii got ruled out, I thought that's a bit of a blow. Of course, that wasn't the deciding factor in this. The Canes were way better. But, yeah, geez, the Canes played well. They dominated them in every asset of the game. I love when the Canes are on, too. They just go width to width. They get big numbers and support. Every half break, they turn into points. I thought Billy Proctor was elite. I thought Devin Flanders was good. Duplessis Karifi. Like, their loose forward trio is deadly. Asafo Aumua out in the wide channels, just a wrecking ball. I thought that they were so good. I was pretty harsh on Harkin too at 10. I thought he was disappointing the week before. He was really good as well. So, yeah, well done to the Canes. Not easy to go over there and knock off the Tars, and they made it look pretty easy.
People were saying, I saw a comment saying, petition to make every game dry, because obviously the Hurricanes, the first game dry Friday night against the Moana Pacifica in Wellington, they were just unreal.
Yeah.
Then next week in Lautoka, struggled big time in the rain, and then in the sun against the Sydney Waratahs, they were unreal.
Yeah.
The All Blacks stepped up.
Yes.
Billy Proctor, 13. Is we talked about Quinn Tupaia, we talked about Geordie Barrett. Is Quinn Tupaia, where is he in that mix for you?
Billy Proctor's got to be right up there, for sure. He is another guy with ball in hand. Looks like he has so much time. He's just really silky. I do feel like his best form hasn't translated to the international game yet, because every year at Super Rugby, he is one of, if not the best midfielder going around, and he always, like, you fall in love with Billy yet again, right? And he hasn't been bad for the All Blacks. He just hasn't been in that same form. And it's always been a weird one because he partners Geordie in the midfield. So you expect them to just take that combination over. But it hasn't quite translated. I thought he was really good in this game. They're just a pleasure to watch when they're on. So many attacking threats. Like, their outsides are deadly as well. They've still got, like, Kini Noholo and stuff to come back in too. We've been calling for Riley Higgins to get a run. How does he get a run, though? Because they're looking so smooth. Ruben Love to come back.
Yeah.
Like you said, dry day. If they put a roof on Henry Stadium, maybe because we're co-investors, we should crowdfund it.
Yes.
That would be insane, because they would just score points galore every week. I feel like their home ground does them no favours, the conditions.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
No.
And also, they're sort of going down the route of being like the Highlanders, who we'll go to now, who were unreal. Caleb Tangitau show.
Oh, I love that guy. I love that guy.
Has he started?
Dave Ridley should just come out now and name a one-man squad, and it's him, just to put it all to rest and say, Tangi's our guy, and then I will name the rest of the squad in June.
Or just like name him and give him the 14 jersey and just take a photo, post on Instagram.
Else, go for goal.
We'll build the team around him.
Because he's boys with Jamie Joe, so he'll be talking to him. I love watching him play. I thought Jacob Ratamatavuki-Nepkins was really good as well. I was a little bit worried for them at one stage during that game, because at times this Landers team can be their worst enemy. But good to see them get the win. The Force didn't roll over.
No, they didn't.
Tizano scored another rolling maul try where it should have been a hooker to score. So if you got on him again, anytime try scorer, I think they're still dishing up $3 plus for him every week.
Yeah, geez, they haven't caught on with that.
I think they're expecting this try-scoring streak to end at some stage. They're saying a flanker can't score this many tries, but he dotted down. But yeah, Tangitau, any game he plays in, you best believe, it could be 3 a.m. against Wales. I will wake up and watch that. So All Blacks, if you want bums on seats again,
Caleb Tangitau.
pick him. But yeah, he is so good to watch in open space.
Two things on the Highlanders that sort of link. Their line-out struggled. Jack Taylor, Jack Taylor's a great footballer.
Where's our Argentinian man?
That was my next point.
There we go.
Is Thomas Lavanini is playing in their development side.
So he is playing?
Yeah, he's playing. He's like a 90-test Argentinian lock. And apparently Jamie Joseph said in the post-match conference that he just came to New Zealand. He used the word sort of unfit, a little bit oversized, but also said that it was more just that about the quality and the pace of Super Rugby compared to European rugby, and he just felt like he needed time to get used to the style.
He's a 90-cap international.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know whether the exact number is.
Yeah, but if he's played that much international, surely...
So, I don't know, but that'd fix a lot of your line-out issues, wouldn't it?
It would. And that's the Fabian Holland factor there every week as well. I think their line-out will be running a whole lot smoother, but... yeah, unleash the Labanini. We want to see him.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Last game of the round. We'll skip past the Blues Crusaders. We touched on that. The Brumbies, Reds, very good game. The Reds, Carter Gordon and the Reds have come out on top.
I feel like we called this one.
Did we?
I think we had the Reds plus 7 or whatever
and a half.
It was on the line, and said it had upset potential because the Brumbies have been up for so long that to dig deep to pull off that win against the Blues. The Reds almost did a Brumbies to the Brumbies, pulling off that win. Yeah, the last minute. Geez, their loose forwards are good, and that man you mentioned, Carter Gordon, he was great. So certainly staking his claim to wear that Wallabies 10 jersey. Just good to see no undefeated teams going around in the comp anymore.
Yeah, it's a good sign, eh?
Yeah, bit of a realisation for the Brumbies and the Tars, and it just shows how close this competition is. I feel like Aussie teams against Aussie teams, Kiwi teams against Kiwi teams. There's no easy games anymore, really, unless you catch the Drua or Moana on a bad day. Then you need to be on, because even a team like the Force showed that they can rock up and push you.
Yep, 100%. Anything else on the Super Rugby Pacific before we get into the MVPs?
Nah, probably MVPs time, and we've done some homework.
Yes, good.
We've calculated them, so we can update you here. So leading, tied actually, joint first, Tupou Vati and Christian Leo Willie. They're both on 6 points.
Yep.
Josh Morby rounds out our medalists.
He must have got a couple of points early on.
4 points. Yeah, there was that day where he scored, 3? Yep. Could have been 4. He got your 3, he got my 1 that day, so that has helped him push on through. Should we do our 3-2-1s for this week?
Yeah, go for it.
Because we basically, with these points, we have a whole bunch of players on 2s and 1s.
Yeah, so
maybe we just update people on our top 3 each week, and then as people come up or push down, we replace them. My 3, I'm going to give it to Billy Proctor.
Yep.
Really enjoyed his game. Not only did he score nice tries, but so often he was that link man through the middle, and it was good to see him pull out a performance like that. I thought he was really impressive. My 2, Tangitau, biased. Just thought he was really good. And my 1 is Carter Gordon. But I found it hard this week because I feel like a load of guys really did stand up. I thought Devon Flanders was elite, and it was hard not to give it to him. That Kane's loose forwards, that's a selection problem too. Like Braden Yossi is a quality footballer too, but yeah, who do you start? It's hard.
There's a lot of options. I came into the MVPs with 5 names, and I'm still yet to put them down here.
Okay,
so
here we go. This will be good.
Off the top of the head.
Is your boy Kale in the mixer too?
He was one of the 5 names. He did score another try. It's something stupid like his 7th try this year. Mm-hmm. For me, being in person at the game, I just saw the impact that Beauden Barrett had on the Blues, and I'm going to go with him 3. Maybe didn't score a try, had 1 ruled out, but I just thought he was exceptional, got the Blues around the park, and a lot of the Clark tries, the Caleb Clark tries, if you watch them back, was because of Beauden Barrett's work. So I'll go with Beauden Barrett 3. I'm going to go with, I think I'll go with Carter Gordon 2.
Yep.
Just been really impressed with how he's sort of bounced back from his little NRL stint.
Jeez, I bet he was watching that Titans game.
Thinking how good is this?
I wasn't in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for 1, it's either Leroy Carter or Tangitau. I think I'll go with Tangitau just because, I don't know. I actually don't know. But Tangitau's just exceptional. And Carter was good, but Leroy I think the matchup maybe gave it a little bit. But yeah, we'll go with Tangitau as 1.
Yep, there's a handful of guys you could give points to for sure, which is a great problem to have, right? Lots of people showing up and playing well. Speaking of playing well, unfortunately, not to be this morning. Yeah. We didn't play well.
No, we didn't play well.
The Black Caps. India, just too good, really. And you could tell from I wouldn't say the first over. First over was all right, Matt Henry.
I thought we were on. I thought they were going to get 100. Well.
Maybe the first Jacob Duffy over, from there on out, I thought things really opened up. And, 98 runs for the first wicket. And then I think that was in like the 7th over. And then they just went on from there. I think we did well to hold them under 300. I thought at times this was really going to blow out. And then with the bat, we just struggled. I thought Seifert was really good, put in a good knock. Interesting one. Finn Allen asked for a new bat and gets out straight away.
Yeah, I think he towed it off the bat beforehand and maybe, clearly, he must have cracked it.
Hat in that? It's an Indian bat brand. Yeah. You think perhaps they were tampering with the willow and then he brought it out and it didn't go well. I know that the Black Caps lads will be absolutely gutted, but I think just the bright lights, the big stage, 130,000.
How good is that stadium with 130,000 in there, though?
Crazy. I will say, the first over, we silenced them a bit. Well, the first couple overs. I think they were pretty nervous there once Seifert was getting going and just the fear factor of Allen, who wasn't hitting them very cleanly, but if he'd hit his straps there, I think we could have had them a little bit worried, but 255 we were chasing?
It's something like the Black Caps have never got over 255 in a T20, apparently. It's 254 was our highest, so we'd have to beat that.
In a chase, in a T20 World Cup final.
Correct. And I think, just want to highlight one thing, Lockie Ferguson, 2 overs for 48. He's our strike bowler. I mean, I'm not going at him. I'm just showing you how good that India probably were and how they took him on, because that's a hefty 2 overs.
Do you think winning the toss and bowling first was the way to go? I do like chasing because you know what you need to get to, but I thought the Indians were doing a bit more with the ball. I didn't know if that was the pitch or just their bowling attack, which is insane as well.
You always go with runs on the board, don't you? Isn't that that's like the go-to saying is get runs on the board, force them, put them under pressure, early wickets, bang.
I found it interesting too, like 4 different bowlers in the first 4 overs, and I thought our first 2 overs were pretty good.
Every time we bowled spin, it sort of slowed down a bit, and then we bowled pace, and then we just got smashed around the park. So, I don't know, there's some interesting things there, but it wasn't to be. It was an early wake-up.
Yeah, it was an early wake-up. I did the wake-up, go back to bed, wake up. You did the wake up and stay up.
I did the wake up and stay up, but then went back to bed in about the 15th over for the Black Caps.
Yeah, right. Once you realise.
Yeah, once it was all over.
I will say, like, as disappointing as it was, congratulations to the Black Caps. Like, to be second in the world in the T20, I think we take that every day of the week. Disappointing that we get to a final and don't put in a performance that we had throughout the whole of the tournament, because I thought we looked amazing, but yeah, I guess we used all our juice in that South Africa game, and it's so tough to replicate an innings like that and do it consistently. But yeah, look, we've had babies born, we've had players flying back and forward, we've had some insane knocks. So to come away in second, as disappointing as it feels today, in hindsight, probably a good result. And I'm sure the players, once the dust settles and the disappointment passes, I think they'll be pretty proud of that. We now get to watch our C team rip in against South Africa's C team.
That's in New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah, Eden Park. I think 20th of March, a Friday night at the Garden of Eden is the 3rd T20. That could be a good go-to. Obviously, our IPL guys won't be in the mixer, and neither will theirs, so it will be weekend lineups, but T20s are really good fun, and if you can get on the tins and get around that at the Garden of Eden, then I think that would be a bloody good night to go along to.
I'm just trying to find the...
I think there's one, Tauranga, Hamilton, then Eden Park, and I think it is the 20th of March against South Africa.
Our first game is 15th of March at Bay Oval.
Yep.
T20, double-headed. They're all double-headers with the White Ferns against South Africa, which is good.
White Ferns going well,
yeah,
too.
Very good. And then the Black Cat, 17th of March, Eden Park, Hamilton. Then the 20th March, Eden Park. So, yeah, some good games there. Well, there's actually another couple. T20 is 22nd of March at Henry Stadium in Wellington, so we better get along to that one.
Yeah, we'd better get along as
shareholders. And then the last one, the last T20, the 5th T20 is the 25th of March. Don't you love that?
I feel like that's the most T20s we have played, and in the lead up to the World Cup,
we didn't play as many
tests.
Yeah.
And then we've backloaded them post T20 World Cup.
Well, it's weird because our summer we didn't have any home tests, really.
And then doesn't our summer this year start in like September?
Yeah, it's a shambles.
It is a shambles. But well done to the Black Caps. We love you. Take the second. And the Black Ferns, I'm going to call it. Can we say that they are going to win?
They're in Australia against the final in about 40 minutes as we record.
So by the time you listen to this, you'll know the result. I'm going to go out early. I'm going to say
Georgia Miller
has a game, and the Black Ferns Sevens win another competition. They are just such a pleasure to watch. International Women's Day as well, so great to see those ladies. They are just like one of New Zealand's best sporting teams. They
are New Zealand's best sporting team.
You can't help but smile watching them too. The way they warm up, they're just having so much fun. They love each other's company and they deliver on the field. So there we go. A huge sporting weekend. So much to tuck through. We even glossed over some big stuff in the NBA. Jason Tatum's back. There's all sorts of storylines that we could have ripped into. The F1, Mercedes 1 and 2, Ferrari 3 and 4, Liam Lawson coming 13th, not the worst.
Battery issues.
Those new cars are chaos. Like, poor Oscar Piastri, his home F1 and he crashes in the practice laps in the warm-up. Chaos, but it was I think there was like 140 overtakes. The year before there was 45 at that same race. So we're in for an exciting year. Good to see Lewis Hamilton in the mixer too. Dating Kim Kardashian, but rising above the Kardashian curse.
Yeah, it's not a bad...
That's a feat in himself.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah, so well done to him. But, of course, we'll catch you back here Thursday. Preview. Warriors Raiders. Can't wait for that. Plus another big round of Super Rugby. And basically, just another great week of sport. So go well. Enjoy your sporting weekend. How bloody good.